Wednesday morning, things are already clicking along. John's on the skidder, Kenny and I are cutting. Dad's actually loading the truck right now and bucking logs as they come to the deck. I'm working here kind of this little peninsula point cutting ash. So I've got them laid down out through there. Pinched just a little bit right there, so I'm going to have John move this log and get me out. And there's that big one there. I'm going to cut it, and there's 2 or 3 more on this little peninsula, these ash. We get over here in this part of the world, we cut quite a bit of ash. Let's see. John found a mud hole already this morning. Didn't think we were going to get out. It's the ground's still pretty nasty in places. Luckily we could winch ourselves out and go from there. Might not be coming at the right angle there. John doesn't have much experience on the grapple skidder yet. I think it's only maybe his 2nd or 3rd time running it. He's used to a cable machine, so for the most part, I mean, there's not as far as maneuvering the machine's about the same. It's just kind of getting the hang of the grapple controls when you're not used to them, which there's a learning curve. I started out on a grapple machine. And then kind of went backwards and went to cable skidders. John's a pretty good skidder hand, so it shouldn't take him too long to catch on to things. He's made a couple drags already this morning. And I would say with this job over here, as big as it is, we'll probably bring 2 skidders in the future, here within the coming weeks. And we'll run 2 skidders over here. Oh, we're free. We're free. John out the drag. We found some wet ground. We've got hung up twice this morning. Had to winch ourselves out. So I'm just it's a short drag right there to the trucks where we're loading these things out. So to try to run as light as we can, we're just dragging 1 log at a time. You can't really see much through that little patch of brush, can you? John's getting the hang of that skidder pretty quick. It's a little heavier than he's used to in that 540B. So when he comes back, I've got another one out here. We'll have him drag the top out because it goes across the creek. And we want to drag that completely out of the creek. Or the ditch, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a creek, but more of a water drainage out of this field. Either. We want to keep it out of there. Then on the last tree, we'll have him pull this hackberry down here. Now, as far as hackberry goes, this is pretty good stuff. Snow white, little to no heart. When I was a young kid back in the mid-90s, I can remember my dad used to hackberry like this. He'd haul it back to the yard. Swords Veneer out of Rock Island, Illinois used to buy this hackberry then. They'd give like $1.20 for it or $1.30, which back in the mid-90s, that was crazy money. That's a lot more than the walnut lumber was bringing. And you don't get into good hackberry like that all the time. A lot of times it's prone to have a big heart. The stipulations with that market had to be real small, like that in Snow White. Of course, good clean log. What they did with it, I have no idea. I was too young to know a whole lot about it then, but I've sure asked my dad a million questions about it since. And I cannot find that market anywhere. I wish I could. Even if they still wanted to give $1.20 for it, I'd be happy to sell it for $1.20. Johnny needs to close the grapple when he's running empty. We don't want to ruin a tire. He comes back, he'll back in here. Now, bark's already starting to slip on some of these walnut as well as the ash. That's a good sign spring's here, as bad as I hate to say it. Pretty good ash. These really are. These are good ash. There's a lot of young ash growing here. As you can see, this timber's been cut some time ago. There's old tops laying all over the woods like this. Just a bunch of ditches is what it is. Ditches like this here. Ditches like this one over here. Runs into the big creek just north of us behind us here. John's gonna have to get his log up a little bit. I don't mind cutting ash. And like I said, certain parts where we log, there's pretty good abundance of it, like over here along the Missouri-Kansas line out into Kansas. It seems like we get in these kind of, well, areas with creeks and ditches, and we cut a lot of ash, maple, and a lot of walnut. Kenny's been cutting walnut this morning. I have not cut any walnut yet. I kind of worked this ash over this morning right here in this little peninsula. I've got another one hung up right there. You can see sitting beside the stump. John comes back, I'll have him grab this hackberry, and that'll have me pretty much cleaned up right here what I'm going to cut. Try to be pretty selective, even though it is just and even though we'll sell a lot of that ash and maple and stuff for a grade lumber, a grade log, I still just kind of refer to it as pallet timber. If it's not walnut or good white oak or bur oak, it's just pallet timber. So even though it is a good track of timber, we try to be selective to where down the road you can come back and do it again, because timber like this grows really fast anyways, especially you get here where you got a good source of water, pretty good soil. So within a few years, I would say, oh, probably 7 to 10 on something like this, we could come back here and harvest this timber again. But it all comes down to being very selective about what you cut off of it. That's really the name of the game, is being selective. You can see the truck up there loading that stuff out. Which really, we need some of these good windy, sunny days to kind of dry this stuff out through here. Now that everything's greening up, that'll help dry things out pretty good. This grass and trees will suck a lot of this water out of the ground. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.